Marcus Aurelius, one of the great philosophers of Stoicism, once said, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Inspired by this powerful statement, today we will explore practices that can profoundly transform our approach to life and emotional well-being. Throughout this video, we will reveal approaches to overcome limiting habits, encouraging a more fulfilled and mindful existence. Stay with us until the end to fully absorb these valuable lessons that can help guide your actions and thoughts in everyday life. And, if you seek inspiration and guidance for your personal growth, remember to give a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell for more content like this. First, overcoming the habit of reliving past mistakes. In our journey to overcome the habit of reliving past mistakes, let's reflect on the story of Alexios, a young apprentice in ancient Greece. Alexios was a talented sculptor, but he became paralyzed by fear after making a mistake in one of his first major works. This mistake began to dominate his thoughts, and with each new sculpture, he doubted himself, fearing to repeat the same failure. One day, an older master craftsman noticed Alexios' inner struggle. He approached and shared a timeless wisdom: every mistake is a disguised master, teaching us valuable lessons. True skill lies not in never failing, but in learning from each failure and continuing to sculpt. These words resonated in Alexios' mind, inspiring him to change his perspective. Alexios began to see his mistakes not as definitive failures, but as opportunities for growth. He learned to focus on the present, on the act of sculpting, letting go of the weight of past errors. With each new work, he became more confident and skilled, turning his past experiences into steps towards mastery. The story of Alexios is a powerful reminder for all of us. The past should not be a place where we linger, but a source of learning. By releasing past mistakes and embracing the present, we unlock our true potential. Second, believing you can control everything. The illusion that we can control all aspects of our lives is a common misconception, often leading to frustrations and disappointments. As Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, reminds us, accept what you cannot change. Let's imagine the life of Demetrius, an Athenian general, known for his strategy and meticulous control on the battlefield. At home, he tried to apply the same principles, seeking to control every detail of his family's life and his subordinates. This need for control began to create tensions, leading to conflicts and misunderstandings. Demetrius was so focused on maintaining control that he became blind to the needs and desires of those around him. The change came when Demetrius was confronted by a wise philosopher, who challenged him to consider the fluid nature of existence. The philosopher shared a parable about a river, explaining that, just like a river flows naturally, life too has its own course, often unpredictable and uncontrollable. Demetrius realized that in trying to control everything, he was actually losing control over what really mattered: the harmony and well-being of his home and relationships. By learning to let go and trust more in the people around him, Demetrius discovered a new way of leadership and living. He began to value the autonomy and contribution of each family member and team member, promoting an environment of mutual respect and collaboration. The lesson here is clear: by recognizing and accepting that we cannot control everything, we can live with less stress and more harmony. This doesn't mean abandoning responsibility or effort, but understanding that there are times when we should trust the process and let things happen. Third, excessive self-criticism. Consider the story of Helena, a renowned poetess in Athens. Despite her talent and recognition, Helena was often dissatisfied with her work. She harshly criticized herself for every verse she deemed less than perfect. This self-criticism not only prevented her from enjoying her successes but also blocked her creative flow, as each written line was followed by doubt and insecurity. The change occurred when Helena met a group of young poets who deeply admired her. Hearing their words of admiration and seeing the positive impact of her work, Helena began to realize that her excessive self-criticism was distorting her perception of herself and her work. She learned to view her poems not only through the eyes of critique but also through the eyes of those who valued them. This helped her develop a more balanced view of her own work, acknowledging her achievements and areas for growth without excessive severity. Helena began to apply kindness and compassion to herself, just as she would to an apprentice or colleague. With this change in attitude, her creativity blossomed again, and she was able to write with more freedom and joy. The story of Helena teaches us that self-criticism, when used constructively, can be a valuable tool for personal growth. However, when it becomes exaggerated and relentless, it can become a burden, stifling our ability to appreciate our own accomplishments and continue growing. By learning to approach ourselves with the same compassion we offer others, we can find a healthy balance that promotes self-improvement and emotional well-being. Fourth, avoiding difficult conversations. Avoiding difficult conversations is common for many people. However, as Epictetus reminds us, it's impossible to live according to nature if you are concerned about what others think of you. This constant concern about others' opinions often prevents us from addressing difficult and important issues in our lives. Imagine the story of Demetrius, a merchant in Athens. Demetrius had a business partner, Antipater, with whom he had built a lucrative business over the years. However, Antipater began adopting questionable business practices that were damaging the company's reputation. Demetrius knew it was time for a difficult conversation with Antipater, but was worried about his partner's reaction and the impact it could have on their friendship. Nevertheless, Demetrius also knew that avoiding the conversation would only worsen the situation. He remembered Seneca's words, "The man who avoids a danger does not have to fight against it." With this Stoic wisdom in mind, Demetrius gathered courage and had a frank conversation with Antipater, expressing his concerns and sharing his ethical values. To his surprise, Antipater acknowledged his mistakes and agreed to correct his behavior. This story illustrates how avoiding difficult conversations can be harmful, both in business and personal relationships. Authentic and courageous communication is essential for resolving conflicts, making informed decisions, and maintaining healthy relationships. Therefore, instead of shying away from difficult conversations, remember that honesty and authenticity are fundamental values of Stoicism. By approaching challenging issues with compassion and respect, you strengthen your ability to live in accordance with nature and build more meaningful and honest relationships. After all, as Marcus Aurelius teaches us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. And that includes the ability to have difficult conversations with dignity and empathy. Conclusion: transforming your life with Stoicism. Before we conclude, remember that these obstacles are challenges that, once overcome, can unlock the full potential of Stoicism in your journey. I hope you have found inspiration in these lessons to seek a more fulfilled and authentic life. Now, take this moment to interact with our community. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos where we will continue exploring the teachings of Stoicism. Finally, choose one of the videos that will appear on the screen and continue your quest for knowledge and self-discovery. Remember Seneca's words, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." Thank you for being a part of our community and for seeking a more authentic and stoic life. Together, we can transform our lives and make a positive impact on the world around us. See you in the next video.